Hi, good afternoon. I'm Cindy Bertram, and thanks for joining me today on Good Ship Happens. Um, I'm a dog lover. Okay, confession time. I'm a dog lover myself. Don't have one now. I have dogs in the past, including one who got to be 92 pounds, mixed breed. He was actually part German Shepherd, part Labrador Retriever, boxer, but I think he had Greyhound in him too because he never bulked up. But he ran like a ran amazing. But anyway, Good Ship Happens today. I want to share something really, really fun that was just came up actually last night today. Royal Caribbean has got a new ship coming out this year, Star of the Seas. And last year they launched the biggest cruise ship ever built, Icon of the Seas. But the fun thing is, they decided with Icon to actually have a new chief officer on board the ship, and it was actually a chief dog officer. Yes, Ruff! I love dogs. Funny way to have a chief dog officer on a ship. How fun is that? Of course, her name is Rover, Golden Retriever. They had to train, of course, too, and she's there to create happiness and smiles for people, which is great, too. And last year, in April, when I was attending a cruise conference, I was in the press room, happened to talk to Michael Bailey, the president of Royal Caribbean International, and he told me that the next ship, Star of the Seas, is going to have another chief dog officer, okay? And he quietly told me her name was going to be called Sailor. Yes. So anyway, what they did was they just adopted Sailor. She's a puppy, really, really cute. Oh, so adorable. I saw pictures today. I couldn't find anything to share in my show today, Good Ship Happens, but once again, I'll get more pictures. I will share those because once again, her name is Sailor. She's a baby, of course, too, just growing up. And um, the Star of the Seas is going to be coming up, of course, later on this year. The actual date for Star of the Seas is going to be, August 31st this year. And she will actually have passenger capacity of 5,610 guests. It's Royal Caribbean International's second Icon class ship, so she will be including extensive water attractions, entertainment options, and just different things are doing too. And as mentioned, she will actually start sailing. Her debut will be actually August 31st, 2025. So once again, I think it's kind of fun. I'll share more about Sailor when I hear more about her too. She sounds really cute, looks really cute. She's just a puppy now, but a puppy kit. That's great too. And once again, with their chief dog officers, they're there to create fun and smiles for people. Okay? They're not necessarily having to go through the test to actually drive the ship with four paws. Okay? But I thought that was so fun. They shared pictures of Sailor today, and I was just so excited. So I have to share that first. Okay? I'm a dog lover, but this is so cute. And just a fun way to really, just really, really get so passionate about the cruise industry because they do fun things too more than ever. Okay, another ship that I'm very much excited to see myself too. I am going to be on the christening naming cruise of the MSC World America. That's MSC Cruises ship, and they just got acquisition of her, and she's actually going to be the christening cruise will be actually taking place on April 9th to the 12th. She'll be sailing from Port Miami. I don't know who the godmother of the ship's going to be. I'll share that more when I find out more too. But I got invited to the christening cruise. I'm so excited because christening cruises are just so wonderful. They take you out to sea for a day or two. You can relax, enjoy the ship, learn more. And with this case, because it is MSC Cruises, and she's going to be sailing out of Port Miami, we're going to be going to, of course, Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve, which is their private island in the Bahamas. It's gorgeous. They've done more things to that private island too, which is great too. When I was on a christening cruise, and the christening took place on the island at evening, but during the day we were off the ship. Before we did the christening cruise, the christening evening event, which is great with beautiful dinner afterwards. The christening was amazing. But what they did was they did a sand cutting, okay? And that was a couple years ago. What they're doing is they're building a marine lab there. And their marine lab, I think, going to be open up when I get to see it too, which is great too, because I want to write more about it that too. Because with their marine lab, what they're doing is they've already started building coral reef trees, which is great. And it's just great because they're really, really focused on saving marine life. Also, the coral reef trees will help a lot too. And as mentioned, it's another way that we can really, really look forward to protecting the oceans because we need that more than ever. I mean, it's just so sad when you think about plastics and everything in the ocean. It's really, and sea life is dying. But let's get this taken care of too. And I really, really appreciate what MSC Group's separate MSC Foundation is doing. That's their private foundation, nonprofit. And that's the one that Dr. Sylvia Earls has been working with too. She was actually the godmother of one of their ships. I think she's the godmother of Explorer 1. But it's great what they're doing too. And with the MSC Cruises, their new ship coming out in April. That's World America. She'll be christening is the 9th to the 12th we come back. And then her first official sailing will be April 12th. Okay. And she's got a passenger capacity of 5,228 guests. And it's her second world-class ship. And it's tailored specifically for the North American market. So it features redesigned public areas, also unique amenities, including, which I think is wonderful, is the first Italy restaurant at sea. Italy is a fantastic restaurant, and they used to have one in Chicago. I don't know if they're still there or not. But anyway, they have the first Italy at sea, which is great. So, yes, I'm very excited about that too, but I'll show you about that later too. But like I said, I'm really excited about getting back to Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve. That's their private out island Bahamas. And they're really, really working so hard. That one other area, like I said, the ship's dock right there. It's beautiful what they've done. Ship's dock right there. You walk off. They've got a beautiful area right there. And you can go to one area. They've got food places to really enjoy food. Also, they've got this beautiful lighthouse area on the one side. What they normally do is they stay later because the island is actually in the Bahamas. It's close to Miami, which is where they usually sail in and out of. What they can do is they stay later. And when I was there for christening, we could actually get off the ship after they did a christening ceremony too. Later in the evening, they did a light show, which is great too. They played music. People are dancing like crazy. It was great too. Plus, like I said, it's really gorgeous. They don't have roller coasters. They don't have the different things like that, which is fine with me, okay? But it's just great, and I can't wait to get back and see it too. And I'll show you about that when I get back, and that'll be middle of April, okay? But also, what they're doing too is another ship coming out too, pretty close to the MSC World America is actually Norwegian Cruise Line's new ship. That is the Norwegian Aqua. So it's AQUA Aqua. And this is the one that actually it's going to be christened by another godfather. Yes. Yes, cruise lines. Normally, traditionally, the tradition was actually picking a woman, female, to be the godmother christen the ships. Okay, famous person. Usually, it's amazing who they choose to be godmothers. One good example was actually, remember, Kathy Lee Gifford. Okay, she was like the personality for Carnival Cruise Lines years ago, and she was actually the godmother of their first Carnival Celebration ship. Okay, so the Carnival Celebration, and what they did was about 2 years ago, I think 2022 is when they actually been building a new Carnival Celebration ship to replace the other which had gone away. But anyway, they actually asked Kathy Lee Gifford to have her daughter christen the ship, which is great. I was there for the christening ceremony. It was amazing. It was in fall of 2022. But usually cruise lines select a woman to be the godmother. That's just a tradition they do to christen the ship too, before the ship sails out. What they've done is, over the past several years, cruise lines don't necessarily choose women now to be godmothers. Okay, I know that I'm trying to think what cruise line it was. They picked can't really pick this women, but I think it was Miami Heat. Okay, but anyway, another one they did was actually with Norwegian Cruise Line. They were the first cruise line to have a godfather. Okay, that was the christening of their Norwegian Escape, and they had Pitbull christen the ship. Okay, yes, Pitbull. And it was great experience. I flew down, was there for the christening ceremony, which was outside. It was great. And then, of course, they did too, is after the christening ship too, is he performed a half-hour concert for us, which is great. Then we got aboard the ship, sailed out for like 2 days. But with the Norwegian new ship, the Norwegian Aqua, which is going to be sailing in April this year. They've got a Godfather too, and the Godfather is actually an award-winning actor. His name is actually Eric Stonestreet. I need to do more research on him too, but Eric Stonestreet is going to be the Godfather christening the Norwegian Aqua, and that's one of their Prima class ships too. And they've just wrote on that too earlier. Last week was great too, but once again, how fun to have a Godfather christen the ship too. But it's a special blessing before the ship sails out to do that too. And then of course another one I mentioned too, I think before, was actually Celebrity Cruises. They've got their Celebrity Excel, but Excel is actually spelled XCEL, and that's going to be their new ship coming out later this year, and should be sailing the Caribbean, also Europe, and it looks really, really kind of fun too. I mean, Celebrity Cruises has really done some changes as far as the interiors of the ships. They're gorgeous, and I know the Celebrity Excel, but like I said, I like the name too, and she'll be coming out, I think, later this year. Let's find out when she's coming out too. Yeah, she'll be coming out. Oh, a good fall experience too. Her debut day is going to be November 18th this year, and what's kind of great too about the Celebrity Excel is, as far as passenger capacity, this is kind of fun too. She will actually have a passenger capacity of 2,918 guests, okay? And usually when you think about new cruise ships, usually they start maybe 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 when you talk about Icon Seas. But with the Celebrity Excel, like I said, it's going to be their final ship in their Edge class series. So it's got new designs, luxurious accommodations. They've got a focus on culinary excellence and modern luxury. And as mentioned, her debut will be November 18th of this year. I love the name, because it's not EXCEL, it's XCEL. Okay, Celebrity Excel, which is great too. And of course, another really fun ship coming up, to have mentioned before too, is Star Princess, and that is with Princess Cruises, of course, too. And the Star Princess will come up this October 4th of this year. It's our second Sphere class ship too, and our passenger capacity is going to be 4,320 guests, which is great too. So learn more about that too, but I really like new ships coming out. It really does excite me, because once again, a good example of good ship happens, right? And another one coming out too, actually in the summer, actually, is Oceania Cruises. They got their Allura ship coming out in July 18th this year. Their luxury band cruise line. And they got another new restaurant coming aboard the ship. I'll find more about that too, sure, next episode too. But just fun as far as new ships coming out, because the cruise industry is growing so fast. Once again too, is they're really, really taking steps as far as sustainability, going to net zero emissions, you know, using the liquefied natural gas to operate their ships rather than gas. Plus, a lot of cruise ports now have been focusing on doing shore power. I know with Port Miami, they just worked on that earlier last year, so they actually can, where the ships could actually hook into shore power right there when they're docked, and don't have to go through gas, which really, really helps out the environment too, which is great too. So I think that's really kind of fun too. And then something else that is kind of fun too is with Windstar Cruises. Okay, they've been around for a long time. What they did was, they're building a new ship. I think their new ship for Windstar Cruises is coming out later this year, end of the year. But also, what they're doing is Windstar Cruises just announced, actually last week, new land and sea experiences in Southeast Asia. Right. For instance, they've got a 10-day Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand cruise, and it covers Vietnam country, with the cruise stopping at 3 to 4 Vietnam ports. Okay. Also, another thing they mentioned too is they've got 11-day Thailand, Singapore, and Malaysia, and it's focused on Thailand country. Also got Hanoi, okay, and they're offering a 3-night trip for cruises, embarking and disembarking in the Ha Long Bay. I think you pronounced that correctly. That's coming up too. That's a new one they're doing too. Also, they got one that would be that would be like I think it's pronounced Angkor Wat. There's a 3-night extension cruise on cruises that would maybe end in Bangkok. Okay, and they mentioned it kind of features a little bit of bucket list visit to Angkor Wat, explore the Siam Reap, and different places to go to. And then they've got Northern Thailand too. So they mentioned that. So they're doing new experiences, land and sea experiences, of course, in Southeast Asia. Okay, and what's really kind of fun too is it's really great. They're doing two, and with I know with Windsor Cruises they are going to be launching a new ship too. They're building it right now. I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but I'll share more about that future episodes too. And of course, with let's see. Oh, you know what's good too is I know that with Royal Caribbean they've got their Icon class ships. Okay. And what they're doing is, besides Icon Seas, which is already sailing, plus they've got their Star of the Seas coming out later this summer with Sailor, their chief dog officer, but also they've leveled up their Icon levels. Okay, I know they mentioned that they're going to be introducing Legend of the Seas, and she'll debut in Europe summer 2026. And then sail up the Caribbean waters in 2026 later on. And it's great too. So once again, Legend of the Seas is going to be the new ship for Royal Caribbean. And like I said, they're going to be launching that in Europe summer of 2026. And then she'll reposition to the Caribbean later on in the wintertime. So Caribbean winter season too. So that's fun too. And something else comes up too as we talk about best times to cruise, too, different things too, as far as best times and big events too. But also, one thing to keep in mind too is you think about, okay, where would you like to go for the holidays? Okay, stay at home, maybe do a trip, whatever. But the point is, you've got so many options when it comes to holiday cruises. You do. It's wonderful. And the good I tell people, okay, if you're trying to sail over a holiday, make sure you book early, because you don't want the ship to fill up. They do that too. But also I know that with MSC Cruises, they just mentioned some new things. They've got as far as updates, of course, they've got their MSC Seashore, which is sailing right now from Port Canaveral, which is about an hour away from Orlando. Okay. And I saw it there years and years ago, but it's a beautiful port. They've added more too. But also they just mentioned, got this information just today, is that in December, their MSC Grandiosa will also now be sailing to the Caribbean and Bahamas, also from Port Canaveral. As mentioned, it's about an hour away from Orlando, the airport too. So Port Canaveral is like an hour away, but it's an easy drive there too. I've done it before too. So keep that in mind, because once again, we've got different types of itineraries, different places to sail from, of course, because they keep expanding, which is great too. We've got, of course, Port Miami, Port Everglades, which is in Fort Lauderdale. Of course, Port Canaveral, you can fly into Orlando. Cruise lines are sailing from Galveston, Tampa, of course, also New York, another option too. I remember it was in 2023, I think I was actually, or maybe 22, I was actually on they just brought one of their ships over. MSC Cruises brought their ship over, sailing on New York. And they flew me to see the ship, which is great too. So once again, keep in mind too, because once again, it just is a fun thing to explore different places to sail out of too. But also when it comes to special holiday sailings, I actually did a Thanksgiving Day cruise a couple times. It was great because we had Thanksgiving dinner. Yes, it was great. And just a great way to celebrate the holidays, Also, with Christmas and New Year's Eve cruises, they will adapt that to fit the time period too. So definitely, like I said, if you're thinking about something special to do maybe for the holidays, look at these in advance, because those ships sail out pretty fast, okay? Because they got limited itineraries also with New Year's Eve cruises. I think that'd be kind of fun to do that one time too, because once again, They'll do light shows, entertainment, so definitely keep in mind. Definitely check and look at that maybe earlier, of course. Now's a good time to look to see what's out there as far as special holiday cruises. Also, I always tell people, find a travel advisor to use because once again, they know the industry, they're professionals, they work with different cruise lines, specialize in different things too, so definitely keep in mind holiday cruises. And once again, Thanksgiving, I did a couple times. It was great because we had a regular Thanksgiving dinner. It was great, and the good thing is, I didn't have to cook. It's a great Thanksgiving dinner, just great food, whatever, and like I said, just great way to kind of celebrate. Plus, what I thought was really great too is the ships also, one of the ones I was on for Thanksgiving cruise, towards the other cruise, they started decorating the ship for Christmas. Yes, which is great. And what's good too is I've sailed on cruises. My particular favorite time would be, end of November, 1st of December, before we get into holiday season. But what's great too is when you go to different ports, including ones in the Caribbean, they have decorations too. So you really feel that holiday Christmas spirit too. So keep it in mind because it's wonderful to really experience this too more than ever. I love it. I just love it too. So yes, that's good to know too. But keep in mind, book early. Look at it right now, okay? And going back to, of course, going back to talking about Sailor, the new chief dog officer, of course, going to be on the new Royal Caribbean ship. What they mentioned today was when they showed pictures, okay, they said, meet Star's best friend, Sailor. And then they shared pause on deck, okay, and just pause on deck, which is great too. So once again, when I can find more pictures of her as she's growing up, because right now she's a puppy, okay, but really cute, but just, I love her name, she's so cute. Once again, should be a grown-up dog when she starts sailing on their new Star of the Seas ship, which is great too with Royal Caribbean, okay, so keep in mind. And then something else that's kind of fun too is we have different holidays coming up, which is really fun, and one, of course, would be what's coming up in March. Think about that. What's a special holiday comes up in March? Come on, think. Is anybody Irish? Okay, well, actually, my dad's son Fine was actually part of Scott Irish too. But we have St. Patrick's Day coming up too. And just this week, I was able to go to a special dinner which is hosted by, it's called ASTA, American Society of Travel Advisors. They have different chapters, including Chicago ASTA. And they did this week on Wednesday night, they did a special Ireland meeting, which is great too. And they have different suppliers that are working with different tour companies, of course, which is great too. And it's so good to get their pulse on different things too, because once again, we think about Ireland and where can you go? You can actually take a cruise, of course, there too. And then, of course, there's tour companies, which is great too. Is one example is called Celtic Tours. And, of course, they go to Ireland, also in the United Kingdom, and also Europe too. But they have escorted tours. They're small groups. They're customized chauffeurs. And they were there, and one of the representatives spoke, which is great too. It was great because, once again, Celtic does great things too, and it's a great way to really see different parts of Ireland if you want to do it. It looks great too. I think it's wonderful too, because they've got, I have brochures that I picked up too, but they mention they got escorted tours, of course, and of course they've got private chauffeur tours, which is great too. They've got independent tours. They've got golf vacations. Yes, a golf vacation too. They get Independent Ireland and Self-Drive Ireland too, which is great too. But definitely look at Celtic, and Celtic is CELTIC Tours and Vacations, which is great. Another way to get to that area too would be, I know another river cruise line would be Avalon Waterways. They offer Europe cruises too, which is great. For instance, they go in the Rhine River too. They've got other places to go to would be the legendary Danube, of course, and they've got different places to go to too, and just beautiful ships too to keep in mind too. And also, what was fun was at the dinner event met a gentleman. He actually publishes a great publication. It's called Irish America News. Yes. Got a chance to talk to him briefly. It was great too, but it's called Irish American News, which is great. But he's been doing this for a long time. Also, another person that was there too is, it's called GEM Tours. It's JEM, so GEM Tours. And they go to Ireland, Britain, and also beyond. And what they do is they actually customize itineraries. And GEM Tours team has over 85 years combined experience together. And they worked together for the past 35 years. And Mary Pat Flanagan is the Senior Vice President of North American Sales. I met her. She's great too. But think about GEM Tours. It's JEM Tours. It's great too. This is actually GEM Tours, what they passed out to us too, but GEM Tours. And as I mentioned, I've talked about Salta Tours too. And then we've got, so many options too. Another one presented was actually Aurora Expeditions. And what they do is they have small state-of-the-expedition vessels. They've got their Greg Mortimer, and they've got the Sylvia Earle. Match capacity of these ships would be 135 passengers. That's it, 135 passengers. That's great. Also got their new ship coming out, the Douglas Mawson, setting sail in this year, 2025. And this will have a maximum capacity of 154 guests. That's it, 154 guests, okay? And they got experienced expedition team on board with a small ratio of 1 guy per 7 passengers, which is great. And it's really expedition related too, but they've got to focus on optional activities, including kayaking, camping, snowshoeing, I guess, skiing, snowboarding, which I've heard about, just snowboarding, which is different. Also, they've got snorkeling and diving into polar regions, okay? Get a little cold, but once again, it's just expedition, different things they do too, and they focus on optional activities too. Also, they've got daily lectures from naturalists from in the theater to learn more about the wildlife and the geography. They got a heavy focus on sustainability, which is very, very important today more than ever. And also their state-of-the-art Tier 3 engines deliver a reduction of emissions. Also, Aurora Expeditions, it's spelled AURORA Expeditions. They got a special website, you look at that too. They've got a YouTube page, which is great too, and you can check their destinations too, also their fleet of vessels, activities, and they've got calendars too, which is great too. But I know what they do is, of course, they got a special wave offer right now. What's fun too is when it comes to wave offers, that's what the cruise industry shares as far as special rates they're offering right now during wave season. That's a big time to really book your cruise, get it reserved, and you get a discount. So I know that when they were at the event the other night, Aurora Expeditions, they mentioned that you could actually save up to 20% off, which is great too. And they got solo savings. Also, if you want to discover Antarctica in 2025 or 2026, you can save up to 20%, which is great. And then something else they mentioned too was actually, think about, Antarctic adventures too, because once again, it's great with Antarctic cruises. We have a lot of cruise lines, smaller ones, that actually, they go there, they focus on that. Once again, and to go to the Arctic, you have to be very safe. Their ships are built very, very safely when it comes to those areas too, of course, and they're smaller ships to meet low capacity, usually 100 guests, whatever. And it's just fun, I think, to really, really kind of focus on those kinds of things too, because once again, different things, okay. Another company that spoke to us briefly was Europe Express too, but they had different people actually spoken between the dinners and presentation, which is great too. So it was great to kind of get a pulse on Ireland, because there are options out there too, and it's a good way to kind of experience it too. And as of course we get closer to St. Patrick's Day, it's a great way to kind of think about that too. Another one is it's called actually CIE Tours, and they're actually the largest tour operator in Great Britain. Yes, it's called CIE Tours. They're the largest tour operator in offering in Great Britain, which is great too. And then another one was actually, let's see here, talked about Aurora Expeditions. What they do is they do these polar expeditions too, but they also go to Australia, also the Arctic area, and they've got a new ship coming up 2026. Also, what's great too is they have active solo travelers too, so keep that in mind too. As mentioned, I talked a little bit about Avalon Waterways, and they're a beautiful company too, because what they do is they're actually part of the Globus family of brands. Globus offer different types of tour companies and cruise lines, but Avalon Waterways is what focuses on river cruises. Okay, and they do different things too, and like I said, the brochure just shared more about the river cruise coming out this year, of course, right now, plus into 2026 river cruises. And for instance, a couple examples they shared, of course, the brochure would be they got their festive season, Heart of Germany. Okay. They've got Magnificent Rivers of Europe. They got the iconic rivers of Europe called with the Rhine, the Main, and the Danube. And then another would be the Rhine and Road. Also, they've got Magnificent Europe. They've got their German Grandeur. They've got Burgundian Provence. They've also got river cruises that go to France, of course. They've got kind of fun. They call it France Uncorked, the Rhone, the Seine, and the Bordeaux. Okay, so when you think about France, you think about wine, right? When it was kind of fun, they call it France Uncorked, the Rhone, the Seine, and the Bordeaux. Also got their French masterpiece, which is Paris, Normandy, Bordeaux. And then some other ones they've got too would be, they've actually got their Blue Danube Discovery. And also what's kind of fun too is they've got the Danube from Romania to Budapest. Some other ones they've got too is they've got the Rhine and Moselle canals and vineyards and castles, which is great. I mean, I love castles myself, plus I like to see forts too. Another fun one they're doing too is they've got their Tulip Time cruise. And then another one they've got Netherlands. I mean, I could spend hours talking about this. Once again, Avalon Waterways is it's owned by, of course, the Globus family of brands too, but this is just more about Avalon Waterways, so definitely look at that too, because once again, beautiful as far as, elevated cruises too, so keep in mind too. As mentioned too, they got a lot of options, which is great too, and then something else too is, going back to private out islands. I've discussed it before. I think it's wonderful. I love private out islands, and the first one was actually done years and years ago. It was done by Norwegian Cruise Line. Okay, it's called Great Stirrup Cay. And since then, they've grown, added more areas to it. I was there a couple years ago, because one of their ships too, which is great. And also, with Great Stirrup Cay, what they're finally doing is, before the ships always had to anchor off, had to take a boat over there too. Very, very safe, okay? But the point is, what they're doing now too is they're in the process of building a new docking place for the ships to actually dock there, which is much easier too. And it'd be fun. I mean, I can't wait to see what they've done. I was there a couple years ago too, but that's really fun too. Also, like I said, with Embassy Cruises and their Ocean Cay Embassy Reserve, which is gorgeous. Can't wait to see it when they're on the christening of the new ship in April. And then something else is, I shared this I think in my previous episode, but one thing that came up too, of course, is with Carnival Cruise Line. What they're doing is they've got a new port they're in the process of building, which is really, really fun, okay? And it's actually going to be called Celebration Key. Yes. And what they did was, it's in the Bahamas, okay? And it looks gorgeous. And we'll actually another video about that too in my show today too. But with Celebration Key, in the process of getting it ready because it will be available this summer for their ships to dock at too. And they call it Your Key to Paradise. What they've really nice too is they've got 5 different portals. Portals will be different areas at Celebration Key. One is called the Paradise Paradise Plaza. They got Starfish Lagoon. I like that name, don't you? They've also got Pearl Cove Beach Club. They've got Calypso Lagoon, and they've got the I think it's pronounced Lacono Cove, which is great too. And they've been working on this for at least a year or two. And as far as a preview of it too, which is great too, they've got areas that will be passenger friendly for everybody. Plus, they've got some that are adult friendly too, because they got their Paradise Plaza, okay, and that's the area you walk into too. Plus, they've got these 5 portals, and with the 5 portals, they've got, of course, the Calypso Lagoon. So on the west side of their Paradise Plaza, this is adult-only area, okay, adult-friendly area. It's designed for people that want to seek a lively social atmosphere. There's a sports court, and for people looking for more laid-back vibe, they've got a huge freshwater lagoon, lounges, day beds, cabanas, and they've got a bar that has nearly 50 swings, okay, which lets patrons really dip their toes in the water as they sip into classic poolside and Bahamian cocktails too. Plus, I got different, of course, additional bars located around Calypso Lagoon too. Plus, I've got 2 full-service restaurants and casual snack shacks throughout too. And they've also got, like I said, they've got the Paradise Plaza. It's just a short walk from where the ship docks right there, but it presents a really beautiful colored sun-shaped arc for photo taking. Music will be playing, and of course, the site of the center actually is a 10-story sun castle. Okay, yes, right there. One port of the lagoon and the adjacent beach will be designated as adults only, and this will have a large swim-up bar with a DJ. Also, this area will feature different Bahamian food trucks, cabanas, day beds, and loungers. Also, they got 3 other portals, plus a second phase water park too. They've got one that's going to be a family area portal. They've got a private retreat retail place too. And once again, ships will be able to arrive at Celebration Key starting in July this year. And right now, they've got those itineraries available, and they're going to have 18 different ships set sail to call from 10 different home ports through, of course, July when they open up, and also through spring of 2026. And some other information too about Celebration Key, because once again, who doesn't want to celebrate, okay? And the Carnival Celebration will be going there too, which is great too. They've actually been announcing more information too on it too. Like I said, it's they've got now when they open up in July this year, through 2026, they've got different itineraries on their first 12 Carnival ships that will actually sail from 8 different home ports. And what's great too is, as mentioned, it's their new, of course, private island, and of course this is the Bahamas, which is great too. So it's just great to read more about this because I'm really excited. I'm also working an article about it too. As far as they've got one of the portals that's called Starfish Lagoon, and this actually, it's one of the portals, of course. They've got 5 different portals, of course. One is called Starfish Lagoon, but this is centered around one of the largest freshwater lagoons in the Caribbean. It's going to offer a variety of different type of activities for all different ages and entry levels too. It's actually named after the national bird and national fish of the Bahamas, the pink flesh flamingo, and also the blue Marlin water slides, each going to be 350 feet long, which is great too. And located at the entrance of their new Starfish Lagoon for toddlers and also younger children, they've got I love this, it's called a Guppy Gatto splash pool and a colorful reefed area just for children's water play areas too. And they've got the game pavilion. Also, they've got, it's kind of fun, they've got a floating aquabanas. It's really a comfortable and sturdy floating cabanas, which are fun for the whole family. Okay, people relax with their feet on the water under a shaded canopy, of course, too. And then for adults, they've got, as mentioned, their swim up bar, which serves a different array of different types of drinks too. And they've got a beautiful beach, of course, and the crystal blue water, which is great too. And like I said, Starfish Lagoon is actually, it joins Paradise Plaza, which is the welcome area. So Paradise Plaza is where, when you dock, you get off, you walk into Paradise Plaza. That's the area you walk into when you finally get into Celebration Key. And so Starfish Lagoon is next to that too. They've got Calypso Lagoon, which is their adults only area, as is, and then we've got Lacono Cove, which is a shopping area, shopping village. It's the fourth out of their 5 portals, and I know they're going to have an adults only private area too. They'll release it more later too, but once again, it just sounds really great too, because once again, with the private outlines that cruise lines do, it's a great way to really kind of relax. The ship docks right there, relax, enjoy different things too, which I love, and just relax, because who doesn't like to relax by the ocean, okay? They have different things to do. Obviously, too, if you want to relax by the ocean, whatever, they got different restaurants, and just relax watching the blue ocean waters, of course, which is great, and the sand beaches. But I love private islands, and after we went through the pandemic, that's one thing that cruise lines really focus on more than ever, too, because once again, they can control who was going there, too, because it was their own private islands, once again, too. It's growing, too. But this is actually the first one that Carnival Cruise Lines has it's themselves, too. So it's called Carnival Celebration. And it'll be opening in July this year, 2025, with a lot of the ships going there, too. But it's just great. I love the name Carnival Celebration. It's great, too. What's called their Celebration Key is what the island is called. Okay, it's Carnival Celebration is their ship, too. But they have been doing a lot of work on the island. I mean, it's opening up in a couple months, and I've seen some videos where they're still doing a lot of work on it, but it's being gorgeous. I just seen previews of pictures. I'm currently writing an article about it, and just download some pictures too of renderings. But once again, it just looks so gorgeous, especially when you walk in. They've got this beautiful area. Yeah, it's their Paradise Plaza. I don't know if you can see this good or not. Let me show it for you too, look later too. The Paradise Plaza. Let me share a picture. It looks absolutely gorgeous. This is Paradise Plaza. That's actually when you actually disembark from the ship, you walk right through there. That's where you enter Celebration Key. That's great, because like I said, the islands are beautiful. I know they've been working this for a long time, but once again, it's just a great way to really experience it, relax, and different options. What's great, too, because once again, it just gives you a chance to relax, and they do different things to explore. Of course, one, too, is they've got, with Royal Caribbean, they've got their Perfect Day Coco Cay. That's their private island. I know that Princess Cruises has one themselves, too. And, of course, with New Asia Cruise Line, Great Stirrup Cay, what they're doing, too, is they're actually in the process of building a new dock, which is great, because when they were one of the first ones to actually start a private outline years and years ago, and that was called Great Stirrup Cay. I've been there several times. I love it. What they did, too, is they finally decided to build a dock there, which is great, because once again, the ships would anchor. I'd have to take the boat over there, which wasn't bad because it's short sailing, but once again, this is going to really open up more opportunities too. And the dock they're building, I think it'll be able to accommodate maybe 2 ships, I'm not sure. But their private island is very beautiful. Went to my very, very first cruise, sailed there, and it was great to get off the ship and explore it. I've been there several times since then. They've expanded more areas too, which is great too. So keep that in mind, because once again, when you think about where we're going to cruise, you've got options like crazy, but you've got good options too. I mean, go to the Caribbean, of course. Alaska is during the they got to with Alaska. We've got the time period for Alaska cruises usually goes from beginning of May through September. Okay, because once again, they can't go during the wintertime. They reposition the ships into warmer areas too. But with Alaska cruises, you've got options. You can actually sail out of Seattle or go to Vancouver, which is great, but it's a great way to really experience Alaska. Plus, we've got some cruise lines that actually have areas you can actually stay and go earlier. That one of their places in Alaska, which is great too, and it's part of history too, which is great too. And I went there a long time ago, but it was just amazing because I saw whales the first night, and you can see salmon, kind of different things too. Plus, I saw glaciers calving, which is amazing, and it was just an amazing, amazing experience too. I loved it. So once again, we've got more options as far as Alaskan cruises too. And also, one that I didn't mention too today was actually another cruise line that's going to be starting in April, Victory Cruise Lines, and they're doing sailings through the Great Lakes, okay? And they're going to be starting, I think, this April, but they got cruises that will be going through the Great Lakes, the 5 Great Lakes, including ones that actually be starting in Chicago at Navy Pier. What they did was, more about background of Victory Cruise Lines is, what happened was, Victory Cruise Lines was a separate cruise line, and then what happened was American Voyages bought those 2 ships from another cruise line. And what they did was they started they're doing their Great Lake cruises, and the other cruises too, but I got a chance to see their first ship, which is going to be sailing out of Navy Pier to the Great Lakes, up to Toronto, Canada. And then that was in summertime, and then I was able to see the ship again too. It was a beautiful ship, very, very small, very, very customized and gorgeous. The food was cuisine. We're there for a great early dinner. It was great to actually see the ship. And then, of course, when American Voyages went under, their parent company went bankrupt, what they did was they sold off some of the ships, but the 2 Victory Cruise Line, former Victory Cruise Line ships are ones that John Wagner, been the former president of American Voyages, he and his wife bought the 2 ships. So what they've done is they're restarting, but they're calling it Victory Cruise Lines. They're restarting that this year in April. And same with the Great Lakes, they have different options too. And once again, being on that ship to see it before she sailed that first cruise was just amazing, because I was really, really impressed with it too. It was a smaller ship, but just beautifully built. And the cuisine was very, very good. We're there for an early dinner, and just beautiful, okay? And it was just a great experience too, and just so excited they're doing that too. So keep that in mind too, because once again, another way to see the Great Lakes, okay? And then, of course, another cruise line that does river cruising is, of course, the American Cruise Lines. And I think they just christened a new ship about a week ago in Florida, okay? And what's great about American Cruise Lines is they're family-owned, okay? And they do a wonderful job. I've read about it several times, too. They're family-owned, and the family actually owns the separate shipyard that builds their ships too. Plus, they build other smaller ships too. They're great. They offer so many different options too, as far as river cruising. And they've been doing some things from Florida too, which I think is great too. So definitely keep that in mind too, because it's just another great way to really experience cruising. And you could try that first if you want to. I mean, if you're not sure, then maybe start with something a little smaller, okay? And I think this is great too. You can start with something smaller, test it out too. But once again, what's great too is with the cruise industry, we've got a lot of smaller cruise lines They're sailing on that, not just big ships, okay? And gives you so many different options too. So if you want to try a smaller cruise line, you can. River cruising is really, really very popular. And what's great too is you got so many options as far as river cruising too, of course. Motoways is fantastic. I mentioned, of course, one that is owned by Globus. That is actually Avalon Waterways, but we got options there too. Plus, oh, what's a really exciting thing coming up too in the next, I think this month. Well, we're starting into May. Oh, sorry, next month, but that's like tomorrow. With Alma Waterways, they're launching their first ongoing river cruise, St. Magdalene River. Thank you.
Hey there, as you can tell, I've got an event
Hi.
going on, so I'm going to end with a video and then we'll get
Yeah.
on out of here. I'm not sure which video I'll end with, but we'll end with a video and it could be another amazing show that you've done. So I'll end
Great.
with a couple
Great.
of
Great.
the
Great.
videos and everything.
Great. That's great too, because they excite me too. But just great, great, great things too. So we're ready for the video. I need to share Mark too. Okay. But I think what he's doing, they're sailing the Magdalena River in South America, Colombia. And of course, Rudy Schreiner is their co-founder, owner, president, of course, too. But he's known as the architect of cruising. He designs their ships, so that's great too. I think it's wonderful, and I know they're just starting to launch their first ship this May. No, I think March. I think March 15th. I'm not sure. But they'll be launching another ship going to that area too in the summer too. But I'll share more about it later. I did write about that by December, last December, but it sounds fantastic too. So yes.